I'm here to dispel a myth. What myth, you may ask? Well, watch the video to find out. Now put the TikTok away, stop the brain rot,
TikTok. What's wrong with her? TikTok. TikTok.
and turn on your brain. There's this misconception floating around that if Magomed Ankalaev takes Alex Pereira down, the fight is over. And nobody loves pushing this narrative more than Daniel Cormier, who insists Pereira can't wrestle.
But here's the takedown.
That was a weird takedown. See, look at that. I mean, he's just hanging on him so much, he's trying to take him down.
And to that I say, no, just no. Yes, Ankalaev can wrestle, but let's get one thing straight. He has exactly 0 submission wins in his entire career. Emphasis on 0. So this idea that if Pereira hits the mat, it's an automatic loss, that's just pure Daniel Cormier delusion, bro. DC somehow still thinks lay and pray wins fights, when if you've ever read the modern judging criteria, which I know for a fact this man has never ever read, you would know that damage trumps all. It's effective striking followed by effective grappling, with the most important part being damage. In every single fight, this man yaps about, octagon control, he had a lot of ground control. Bro, shut up, Daniel Cormier, just shut up. Please, for once, shut up. But I digress. I had to rant for a second because in rewatching fights for this breakdown, I kept noticing how bad DC's commentary actually is. The guy is an absolute moron. And I know I'm not alone in this. But anyway, back to the fight. At UFC 313, reigning light heavyweight champ Alex Pereira defends his title against the dangerous Magomed Ankalaev, a well-rounded counter-striker with power, patience, and wrestling in his back pocket. Will Pereira add another name to his highlight reel, or will Ankalaev impose his will and shock the MMA world, and by extension, giving me depression? Buckle up, we're breaking it all down. Ankalaev is primarily a counter-striker who applies steady pressure, waiting for his opponents to make a mistake. His last fight against Rakic is a great example. He was constantly looking to counter the right hand. He has very good defensive awareness, especially in the pocket. He's very good at parrying and slipping the right hand, then countering with either a check hook or a straight left, which are his go-to strikes. Ankalaev also has impressive hand speed and power. He's deceptively fast for a light heavyweight and has 11 knockouts for a reason. He doesn't overwhelm opponents with volume, but when he lands, he makes it count. He also has a good left kick, one of his best weapons, and he mixes it up well between the body and the head. And of course, he can wrestle. His fight against Jan Blachowicz is a good example of this. He's not an elite wrestler though, but he is competent. Definitely the best wrestler Pereira has faced so far. If there's one glaring weakness in Ankalaev's game, it's his ability to deal with leg kicks. Jan absolutely cooked his legs to the point where both were severely compromised. Rakic also had success targeting the legs, and now he's fighting the best leg kicker in the UFC. And not just the best leg kicker, the best kickboxer. A former 2-division Glory kickboxing champion with nuclear knockout power. If you didn't already know that, well, you might just be a casual. Now, how will this fight play out? Well, you've come to the right place. If Ankalaev wants to win, he has to wrestle. But not just wrestle. He has to mix it in well to open up his striking. He has a very solid left overhand, and if he keeps Pereira guessing with takedowns, it might help him land it. But here's the thing. The idea that Pereira is screwed if he gets taken down is false. Ankalaev isn't a big submission threat, and he doesn't have devastating ground and pound. Sure, he has decent ground and pound, but it's nothing spectacular. If he gets Pereira down, Pereira will stay safe, work back to his feet, and reset. Unlike Jan, who is terrible off his back, Pereira has the explosiveness and awareness to get up and keep the fight where he wants it. And let's not forget, Pereira is a black belt, for whatever that's worth. Ankalaev's biggest weakness in this fight isn't just his vulnerability to leg kicks, it's his approach to striking. He rarely leads, and he's almost always waiting to counter. When he does initiate, he predictably leads with his left hand, or a switch stance combo into an overhand right. Think Dustin Poirier. He has an obvious tell when throwing the left hand. Watch his fight with Rakic and you'll see how often he ducks before throwing the overhand. And that's exactly what Pereira is going to capitalize on. Pereira is a master at setting traps. He draws opponents into his range, making them think they're safe, then unleashes his left hook from hell. And once the leg kicks start adding up, that's when he starts walking Ankalaev down. Ankalaev might win the first couple of rounds, he'll likely land some good counters, even take Alex down a few times, but by round 4 or 5, Pereira is taking over. If Ankalaev can't completely avoid striking exchanges for 25 minutes, I don't see how he doesn't get knocked out. Pereira by KO, probably late in the fight. So at the end of the day, this fight comes down to one simple question. Can Ankalaev keep Pereira down long enough to avoid the inevitable? Because if this fight stays standing for too long, we all know how it ends. Ankalaev is a great fighter, but Pereira is a different beast. He's got the power, he's got the precision, he's got the aura, and the experience to find that one opening. And when he does, it's lights out, sweet dreams, good night, goodbye. But hey, this is MMA, anything can happen. Maybe Ankalaev proves me wrong, maybe he wrestles Pereira into oblivion and give me depression, or maybe, just maybe, he ends up as another highlight on Poaton's hit list. What do you guys think? Does Ankalaev have what it takes to pull off the upset, or is Pereira about to add another skull to his collection? Drop your predictions in the comments and let's talk about it. If you enjoyed the breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Uma coisa para falar para vocês.
And I have one last thing to say.
Chama.